Hey everybody. So I've been dealing with vendor contracts and trying to figure out how to use automation to improve them for several years at this point. And it's been a fun challenge. Basically, I found that there are two hard things when it comes to using tech to improve vendor contracts. One is that the contracts you're dealing with are all different. As opposed to sales contracts or NDAs, they're always on the other company's paper with infinite variations, so they're a lot harder to standardize and automate. The second thing is that they touch the whole company. Every team buys a ton of tools these days, and there's a lot of people involved. Procurement, IT, security, privacy, FP&A, accounting, legal. They all need to be in the loop and working together. So it's not easy, and over the past year, it's become really important for us because Thumbtack's going to almost double in size this year. That means that our procurement and finance teams are planning for a whole lot more vendor contracts than we've typically been handling, and we're bringing in new folks to help with the contract making process. So the challenge is going to be pushing through good, solid agreements very quickly. All right, so here's my strategy. Like Principal Sue said, it does come down to knowledge, but my theory is pretty much the opposite. If you keep contract information to yourself, it's never going to work. You've got to make vendor contracts freely available to your stakeholders, and you need to make it easy for your stakeholders to contribute their knowledge during the contract process. In other words, if you break down the barriers to knowledge exchange, you make sure vendor contracts get done quickly while avoiding mistakes that could cost your company down the road. All right, let's take a look at how we've set it up. First, and this should already be familiar to you, the contract process starts with a launch form. That's where internal stakeholders share the contract and key information about the agreement. This makes the knowledge accessible and actionable. Nobody has to read legalese to find key information. From there, Ironclad disseminates this information automatically. Nobody has to ping anybody. Everyone gets notified, approvers get assigned, so all of our key contributors can lend their expertise and get the right terms in place. Free, fast collaboration is what it's all about. And of course, information needs to flow between systems too. So for example, this summer we'll be connecting contracts in Ironclad with Coupa to make sure payments and agreements are always in sync. Anyway, I could go on, but the last thing you should think about is future knowledge. A year, 2 years down the road, when a question pops up about your agreement with some vendor, how are you going to know what went down? Well, the record is always there for you. Your approvals, your questions, your FYIs. We've had to look back on a few and it saved our skins. I'll tell you about that another time. So anyway, that's my advice on vendor contracts. Overall, yeah, it's a challenge, but it's absolutely worth addressing. Everyone at Thumbtack loves our new process. And I'm always happy to share my own knowledge with the community here, so feel free to get in touch. Good luck.